Welcome back to another segment with Jake Majors himself, now with a new title. After the poll with Center Stage with Jake Majors, the Major in the middle, and Center of Attention with Majors. Out of that poll, Center Stage with Jake Majors won. We like it. Jake likes it. I do like it. Was a good play on words. So now I can just introduce you. Welcome to another segment, Center Stage with Jake Majors, brought to you by mybucketlistevents.com. They have all of the major events, winter games, summer games, World Cup, you name it, they can get it for you. Please check them out at mybucketlistevents.com. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Now, before this interview, you were telling me that you were packing to go where? Please tell the fans.
We are going through our game day routine or game week routine for home games where we all go to a team hotel and, do all the team things that we need prior to a game. So, offensive, defensive meetings, team meals, stuff like that, just to, have some fellowship before we, go out there and play together.
I like that. I think it's really important, especially for the freshmen, just getting ready for the routine that they're about to get into, going to the hotel before game days and things like that, because we are exactly, I want to say 8 days out.
8 days.
8 days from the kickoff. That's a week, pretty much.
Very excited.
Next week is the first game.
Yeah.
Wow. Now we also hope that Louisiana is doing okay, because a Hurricane Ida, it's like a Category 3 hurricane, is headed towards Louisiana and kind of towards the south, may touch on Houston. So we're definitely praying for the best, hoping for the best, and hoping that they can still make their way over to Texas too for the first game. Yeah, we'll see. I just feel like Texas always, something always has to happen. When things are too good to be true, something has to happen.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing ever goes perfectly right that we want it to.
Agreed. Now, I really wanted to talk with you about, since this is our first interview, what are you wanting to get out of the NIL deal? What are you wanting? Which side of Jake Majors do you want to show the fans?
I'd say I want to show the side of Jake Majors that not many people know. I'd say, you see him on the field and you see how I play, but also I want to people know what I'm interested in, who I, do deals with, what charities I work with, what things I want to do to give back to the community. That's the side I want to show, not just all about football.
And this is what Orange Bloods is for. This is what this whole platform, the YouTube channel, is for, to get to know you a little bit more. So what are some of your interests?
I mean, that's pretty, I don't know, it's a pretty broad question to ask. I'd say, I kind of hit on this with Jeff whenever we had our first interview. I introduced myself. I like Star Wars a lot. That's what I grew up on. I don't know. I like fishing. My family's got a country background where my mom grew up in West Texas. My dad grew up in Alabama. So I like to hunt, like to fish. What else? I like hanging out with my boys. That's what I'm interested in. I love building relationships with people around me. One of the key things in life that I tried to harp on as I grew older was to build relationships, and hopefully through deals I can build more relationships. So.
What part of Alabama is your dad from?
Troy, Alabama.
Troy. Oh wow. Okay, I haven't heard of that. My parents are from Montgomery, Alabama.
Really?
So they're real country bumpkins.
Yeah, my dad's from the backwoods, Alabama. So.
Oh, wow. So why not Alabama? What? That's another. Why choose Texas?
Why did I choose Texas? Well, first of all, I did grow up an Alabama fan. I will say that. You can thank my dad for that. But
me too.
I grew up in Texas majority of my life. I spent 1 year in Tennessee because of my dad's job, but I grew up majority of my life in Texas. And, I liked Alabama growing up, watching Mark Ingram, all those guys, Greg McElroy. all those guys whenever I grew up. And then once I got to high school and I started getting recruited, I didn't really wasn't biased towards anyone really. I was like, where can I go to get a good education and play at like a top tier school? And you know, my top three options were Texas, Stanford, and Washington. And I wanted to be close to home, and so I chose Texas, and I don't regret my decision one bit.
That's where we're extremely similar. I had no idea. Just my dad, well, my parents growing up in Alabama. I'm always going to Alabama for Thanksgiving. That's just the way we are. Roll Tide for life in my house. And now it's just kind of like Roll Tide with the Texas hat.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because my family that lives in Alabama, they're half Alabama fans, half Auburn fans. So it's already a house divided over there. And then I threw Texas in the mix, and now it's just a crazy mess that they don't know what to do. So it's kind of funny whenever I talk to them about football.
Right. Well, not football, but track.
Yeah.
Taking my parents on my visits when he was at Alabama, he was the pictures, everything. When he met the coaches, he was more starstruck than he was for Texas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm choosing these people, like pay attention to them a little bit more than the Alabama people. But he really, really enjoyed going to the football games.
Yeah.
So that was awkward. We don't have any Auburn fans. Absolutely not. I didn't even take a visit to Auburn.
Yeah, I don't really know how Auburn came up. I'm pretty sure my grandma liked Auburn, and then people on my dad's side of the family started liking Auburn. Somehow my dad liked Alabama. So I can't tell you where that came from.
It's always going to be that one person. It's always going to be that one person.
Yeah, seriously.
But we're happy you chose Texas. I'm happy you chose Texas, as did I. And I also had no regrets. So I doubt you will for any of your years coming up.
Yeah.
But school did start.
It did.
And I just saw that you got accepted into the business school, which is a very big deal. Yeah. And a lot of the fans don't know, but if you look up the accolades for Macomb School of Business, one, we have like 3 buildings dedicated to the business school. Yeah. Yeah. And they're really large. It's very competitive. In fact, when I was coming in 2016, we were told, don't even visit the business school because you're not going to be able to juggle business with athletics. Dang. And of course, certain things change when certain coaches come in. So I really love that you were able to get into the school. How do you balance just school and athletics, academics, athletics?
I think I've done a pretty good job learning on the fly. How to compartmentalize like things in my life. So when it comes to the social part of my life or academics or athletics, whenever those things happen in my life, I know to like set the other 2 aside and focus on this one when I need to. And so I felt like my freshman year, the first semester I was here before COVID, I did it so well to where now, it's not an issue. Whenever I'm going to class, all right, my mindset's on class. What do I have to do? Did I get my homework done? Am I good? And then once I go to the facility, hey, school will take care of itself later. Let's focus on football now. So that's kind of the mindset that I have. There's nothing, to me, there's nothing much else to it except, shut one off whenever I'm doing the other, just so I can give this one my all. So I'm not, doing anything half-ass.
That's a really good strategy. It's tough.
It really is.
Like you're making it sound tough. Good.
I won't hide it. It's very tough. I mean, not many people get to do what we get to do, and people don't understand how hard it gets sometimes on us mentally, and also physically. Going to practice and then having to walk to class right after, like stuff like that. It drains on you, but we signed up for it, and there's a love behind it that drives us. So
it's hard to remember the love when I was walking all the way from Mike A. Meyer Stadium all the way to Dean Keaton to go to the Building of Communications.
Oh my goodness.
It's difficult.
I remember my first semester, I walked from the stadium all the way past the tower, and I was like, man, this is going to be a long semester.
It's a long semester.
Wow, I'm going to do this for 4 years. Holy cow. This is going to be a long ride.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if you were here when they didn't have the Lime scooters and the Bird scooters
I think I was here for the
for
last
that
semester
era.
that they allowed it, and then they banned it after my
They
first semester.
they did ban it. My freshman year, first of all, the football players were taking hoverboards. That was in like
Oh, okay.
2017. So they took all their hoverboards to class, but then they started to get bird scooters. And I'm like, the freshmen coming in now don't even understand the struggle. But then everybody was getting hurt. And then the
Yeah,
president,
and then he
president, I think
banned.
Finviz was like, no more scooters at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I'm pretty sure we had like a team rule. I don't know team. I think it was a like offensive line rule with our old coach, and he was like, "Hey, no scooters. I better not catch you on a scooter." And I was a freshman, and I was just so terrified. I was like, "I'm not getting on a scooter. I'm just gonna walk." And by the time I get to class, I'm just all sweaty. Look like I just took a shower.
It's horrible.
I know. It
And it's
was
not
bad.
like parking on campus is good.
Yeah, it's oh my. I don't. That's another subject I don't want to talk about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Me either, because I Texas has run me dry when it comes to parking.
yeah.
But you are going into technically your third year,
My second year.
your second year.
Yes.
What are some of the techniques on the football field that you have seen just improve over these past 2 years?
I'd say everything. I mean, when it comes to my pass blocking, my run blocking, my communication, just everything, I felt like has grown so much just because, I had the experience of being the sixth man last year. I had the experience of being behind Derek Kerstetter where I learned so much. And then playing in K State in Colorado, I saw what it was like to play in a game. I had the experience, and now I'm like, okay, what can I do now to grow my game? And so I feel like with spring ball, fall camp, I felt like I've made good strides to be where I want to be, but I'm not there yet. And so, there's always something you can improve every day. Never get complacent. And so, just my techniques, I work on them every day whenever I can. That's just when it comes down to it, like in the game, your fundamentals are what you lean on whenever things get tough in a game. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've always emphasized that. I try to, when I get tired, hey, let's work on the fundamentals here because you'll need it in a game. So, fundamentals, technique, run blocking, pass blocking, all those things I've seen improvement on, but, I want to keep getting better.
Which one of your teammates really help you focus in on the fundamentals and your technique? Because, outside of yourself and outside of the coach, your teammates are the ones really doing it with you.
Yeah.
So their perspective, I would say, is really important. So who helps you with that?
I'd say the two guys right next to me, Denzel Okafor and Junior Aguilar, because, I'm doing combos with them every day. And so sometimes, if I fit too loose on a double team, they're like, hey, you can, maybe open up a little bit more just so you can get more on the D lineman and we can get a bigger push. I'm like, okay, I'll do it next rep. Feedback like that from those two guys have helped me, learn from their perspective, what can I do to help make their job easier. So,
Okay. Hey, I like that. You're two right hand and left hand mans.
yeah,
Pretty
those are my
much.
boys. I love them.
What are you most excited for? We're 8 days out. What are you
I'm just
thinking about?
excited for growing up, just playing in a college football game at a Power Five school has always been a dream of mine. My dad's always made me watch college football since I was little, and I remember just seeing like watching games and just seeing the home crowd just going crazy. And I know that with COVID, it was hard last year to experience that, and that's what I'm looking forward to most: the college game day environment. That's what I'm looking forward to, and it's gonna, them being loud isn't gonna make my job easy, but it's kind of one of those deals that you work hard for to experience. So
It's gonna help out a lot. Just
yeah,
Depot Boulevard too.
yeah,
Seeing you guys just get treated like celebrities, I would think helps too.
yeah. I'm just here to make Texas proud and win a Big 12 championship and grow from there.
Love that. Well, we hope any of that can happen. All of the above. Now, thank you so much for joining me again on your own show, which is now called Center Stage with Jake Majors.
Heck
Brought
yeah.
to you by mybucketlistavents.com. Please check them out. Please like, comment, subscribe to the Orange Bloods Texas football page on YouTube, and we will see you next time.
Heck yeah. Thank you.